do lesson plans and stuff with you guys because I'm learning how to be a teacher. So, as kids, what do you guys think your role is in society?
To work at school.
To work at school? Okay, good answer.
To learn stuff and know how the life works when you grow up.
Okay, very good.
Get a job.
Get a job as a kid?
Well, learn things that are in the real world, and then you combine all those things, and then that's how you live.
All right, very good.
Yeah, because as a kid, you're like an adult. Because, like, in the classroom, we have jobs to open the door, take out the trash. Yeah, and that's how we're going to do when we grow up. Have to open the door when we have a baby. Or take out the trash. Yeah, take out the trash and everything.
All right, very good. Yeah, I think you guys have a lot of important jobs. And you guys have a job to play, right? You get to play and imagine and do fun things. And do homework, do chores. Take care of your pets. That's a good point, too. So you guys have a lot of jobs, right? Okay. What do you guys know about the Great Depression? What can you tell me about that? Do you know anything?
It's where a lot of people didn't have a lot of money and lost their jobs.
Yeah?
It started by a president, I think his last name was Coolidge.
Okay.
They said it was his fault, so he died from a heart attack.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. And I think that's okay. That's not a problem. So the Great Depression
was a world.
A long time ago. This was back in the late 1920s, like 1929. In October of that year, our stock market, where people go and can put money into it, it crashed. So a lot of people lost a lot of money, and our economy completely collapsed. So our government was running out of money, and people didn't have money. People lost their homes. People lost their jobs. People had to wait in line to get food places. So it was a really scary time in our history. But people had to go about their lives, and kids' lives changed at that time. You know, their role as kids shifted from what it used to be of playing and going to school to much more serious things. So while I read this book, I just want you to keep in mind how kids' roles changed during the Depression and how they are similar and different to yours. So at the very end, we're going to compare and contrast how roles have changed. So this book is called 8 Kids and Your Parents in 4 Small Rooms. You slept at the foot of one bed because there were only 2 beds and you were the youngest. You had to read by kerosene lanterns because you couldn't afford electricity. You got your water from a well because there was no indoor plumbing. There were no toilets, so you had to use an outhouse. I know because you've told me, Dad. This was the world you grew up in. So, what do you guys think about this picture right here? All these kids.
They had to sleep.
It was a tiny house.
Oh, a really tiny house, huh?
So they had to fit in.
Yeah, and they had to split up the beds and everything.
And they put a box for the dog.
Oh yeah, could you guys imagine sleeping in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine
It's
sleeping
horrible.
on the feet, because
I-
I've done that before.
I think he is the worst spot, huh?
Even then,
Like, people can kick them.
Yeah, exactly.
shake.
And did you guys notice who the narrator is in this book?
The
kid.
son.
Close.
His dad.
His dad. You got it. Very good. So this is him talking about the stories his dad told him. There weren't any jobs, or not many, and sometimes your dad, Grandpa Winter, couldn't find work. He'd make the slow walk home empty-handed, past the storefronts, over the bridge, all the way to the edge of town, where the poorest people lived. Waiting for him there were 9 mouths to feed, with no money. During those years, you spent your summers daydreaming, exploring the woods behind your house. I wonder what you dreamed about. Were you dreaming about a different world? With no money for shoes, your feet got tough as leather, walking barefoot down the gravel roads, walking on the hot rails, day after day. That's what you've said, but you've always said you never went hungry. So, would your parents let you guys go run around outside without shoes?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
On hot railroads and sticks and grass?
Only
Yeah.
on safe spots.
Do you think his parents wanted him to walk around without shoes? No.
Well, yeah, they can't afford shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
he has to walk barefoot.
I think that only the adults have shoes because they go places
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of people go and they don't want to, judge them, saying, oh, you're poor, you don't have things.
That's a good point. There were vegetables and fruits from their garden, corns and okra, tomatoes, watermelons, peas, and potatoes and collard greens. What you couldn't eat right away, your mom would store in mason jars. Apples, peaches, and pears sealed until the winter. And there were always eggs. And there was often chicken, everyone's favorite, fried up in a cast iron skillet. Pictures. And I'm just going to ask you guys a couple questions about them, and you can tell me what you think is happening in them, okay? So this is the first one. So, what do you guys notice about these two kids?
That they're really poor.
And they look like they wear those clothes every day.
They don't
Okay.
have any shoes. Their house is a mess. They have clothes all over the place, just
Okay.
drying.
They don't have anything to wear.
All right. Very good. And you notice about the setting you kind of mentioned.
It's all dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their house is like ripped up by storms or stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do you think that there are places like this today where people
Yes.
Yeah.
live? Yeah. Have you seen anything like that before?
Yeah.
In Mexico, there's like a lot of
Yes.
houses. They're
Lots of poor
poor.
people.
In Mexico?
But they're hardworking.
Yeah, they're hardworking. That's good. And I think a lot of these people tried to be too. This is a picture of a family living in a Hooverville. So remember in the book they talked about those little cardboard
Yeah.
shacks people lived in? People would set those up in parks, anywhere they could. They had little communities, and they called them Hoovervilles, which was kind of making fun of President Hoover, who a lot of people blamed for
Oh,
the Great
yeah.
Depression. Mm-hmm.
No,
So people actually lived there. It's kind of crazy.
he was really young.
Yeah, I was a
He
young
was
president.
53.
Wow, I was a young president. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay. What do you guys think all these children are lining up for?
Food.
It's one of those
Giving them soup.
things that like they have for the homeless people now.
What is that?
One of those I forgot what it's called, but they have like it could be like a little building that they're renting or something, and like they have everything all set up in like ovens, and then they make things, and then they line up all the homeless people around, and they feed them inside.
There's a kid with a cup.
There's a kid with a cup. Yeah, what's he getting in that
Somebody's
cup?
holding it up.
Yeah.
A drink.
What do you notice about these kids? Like their expressions, what they're wearing? What do you guys think?
They're
Well,
sad
Some
Most of them are barefoot.
Okay.
and,
Yeah.
and they're really sad.
Some of them have like good clothes, but they don't have enough money for food.
Okay.
Yeah, some kids right here have good clothes
Yeah.
and
What is
shoes,
that?
but the kid in the front,
Are you
getting
looking
it
at?
right now,
Yeah,
he
they,
doesn't have any shoes.
yeah, they look really, really
Is
hungry.
Yeah.
that chicken?
I think those are cups, so maybe if the kids didn't have their own cups, they let them borrow a cup to
Yeah,
have
'cause-
their soup in.
Because that's how
Or
poor
drink.
they were. They couldn't even afford cups.
Okay. Good job, guys. Let's look at this one. Where do you guys think these kids are?
They're working for money.
They had
In the middle of the
their
Great
parents must have given away for money so
Okay.
they can have something while
That's
while
real.
the parents work, so they get even more money.
All right.
Kids are more important than money.
Yeah, you think so? I think so too. Do you think this is a safe place for them to work, or does
No.
it?
No.
It looks like
I don't think
they
the
can get
parents
pushed.
wanted them there, but they had to
Yeah.
do something so they can get more money.
Yeah,
You can get cut.
because that's a better life than living a
Get cut.
poor life.
Yeah, I think this is better than living a poor life.
Yeah, but I don't think the kids
A poor
really
life is better
wanted
than
that.
that.
But I think it's better for the kids because as they do these jobs, they know how to do jobs when they grow up.
Okay,
What to do
that's a
at
good
these
point.
times.
And how have working roles changed for children today? Do we still have kids working in factories today?
No,
No,
we
don't
have kids in school so they can learn how to work. Like
Who can afford it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
People are lucky to afford that.
Yeah, we're kind of lucky. We live in a pretty cool time, huh? You don't have to. You guys don't have to spend your days working in a factory. You can learn at school.
But I would want to work in a factory.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but when you're
my
a little
mom,
older.
most of the time when she comes back from the bread factory, she always gets a cut
She
From
gets
her-
cuts.
from her bread.
Oh yeah.
One on her nails she got one.
It was a hard time.
Okay.
Can't you give my daddy a job?
So what do you guys think is happening here?
Maggots.
The kids.
Maggots. Every kid that doesn't deserve a shit.
They're trying to give their parents jobs so they can have money
They're
and
trying
buy
to
food
fight.
and everything.
They're trying to fight.
They're,
Mhm.
they're
They try to
it's
help
one
the
of those
parents.
things where
We had a
they
book.
get signs and like they
It's
argue
a
about something.
What is it called?
Like a group of people.
Boycott?
No.
their boycott, their picketing.
Boycott.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of how it is
Because
there.
they're arguing
Yeah.
about why can't you give
Why can't
my parent this? Why can't you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Why can't you
Dragon,
just do something about it?
kids doesn't Stark. Wait,
Why
I don't understand.
Why should we? Oh, I think it's because the rich kids or something, they
Yeah.
don't starve, so why should they starve?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because why do some people that look good in clothes get more better things than other people?
Probably people, nice looking people get more things than
Okay.
people
Because that's
who
judging
don't
them by
probably
what
have a
they
good
look.
job.
All right, that's a good point. Do you think children can get involved in situations like this now? Like, can they support
No.
Yes.
movements and
No.
They
no?
do it for
Okay.
some things.
Yeah, they can do it for hospitals or
Video
like people
games.
with cancer.
Video.
I
Okay.
don't think they would allow
Or
kids
higher
to be in
prices.
this.
You don't think they'd allow kids to do this today?
No,
Yeah, or
like
Not that
15
much. Not
or
that
21 and older.
Okay.
You don't want them to get involved and their life gets all just
Yeah.
Okay.
broken.
I mean, not that much is going on, but it can happen because some children want to, like, be to let the world be better.
Or they
'Cause-
want somebody else to be replaced.
Yeah, I think in India it was that this girl was trying to fight back because I think in India they don't let girls go to school.
Okay.
They still don't.
So maybe things don't happen here as often. Maybe they do. You know, depends what's happening in our world, but they happen other places. Yeah, because other places aren't around the world.
Yeah, are different.
Very different than here. Yeah. So
We did
people stop to
other-
fight
in
for
other-
things.
In other countries, they can marry little kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's scary, huh?
Everybody loved Hoover because he dropped down the prices, but because of that, this happened.
All this happened. Kind of backfired on him, huh?
He dropped it a lot.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So as a group, you guys are going to do this together. One side. Which side do you want to be the Great Depression? Green or pink? Green. Okay, this is the Great Depression,
Because it looks more.
and this is today. And what you guys are going to focus on is how kids' roles have changed from the Great Depression to today. All right. So this is kind of an easy app to use. All you're going to do is say you want to add a new item, and
In
this
the
little
middle.
screen will pop up. Maybe. There we go. So you can label your item. So let's say I'll help you guys with the first
They
one.
both have jobs.
They both have jobs.
They
Okay.
both have, they both have,
Both have jobs. So
they both have jobs.
Do you think kids have jobs today?
Well, they still have little jobs.
Little
Like
jobs.
chores.
Like,
So chores. So maybe on one side we can put they worked in factories, and maybe on the other side we can put we have chores. Like kids have chores. Want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say factory work. So you type it in. If you
I don't know
want
how we can
to,
afford that.
you can add a description if you want to. So we can say
What does that mean?
kids. So description kind of means like a little bit about like what you mean by factory work. Kids worked in factories.
Kids work in factories. And then for the chores, they have little jobs like, taking out the trash, cleaning your room.
Then when you guys want to add it, just click the little check mark and you can drag it wherever you want it. Okay? Do you guys want to try the next one? Okay, so work as a team. I'm going to give you guys like 5 minutes to come up with as many things that are the same and different about the Great Depression and now.
Dramatic one is technology.
Yeah.
Just say somewhere to go. Somewhere to do your
Business.
To do
Your
That's a very nice way to phrase it.
yeah, not just say like go do
Yeah.
business.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, business is more
How do you spell
more like
business?
efficient way.
Biz.
Is that the same as you spell like
SS.
None of them were naked.
SS?
That would be
Was
horrible.
not business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Moises, you can add one more and then we'll be done.
Someone said one more, so we can.
What do you think?
You can put 4 in the middle. So 3 on each side and then.
Yeah, because there was a lot of things that we had in common. Like we still had fun. We still
Yeah,
had
the
something to
kids still
do.
had fun. They played.
Kids
Right?
still
Still
had
had
like mini
a
jobs.
life.
We still have
Yeah.
mini
Oh
jobs.
yeah, they had life.
They had life.
People still had life, right? You
Life.
made the best
Oh,
when you
never
didn't
mind.
have everything.
Some
you
people
wanted,
were
right?
born at that time.
Yeah.
Never
Life.
mind.
Like they
Some
had,
people were born in the middle.
They were living gullies.
Mm-hmm.
If you put life, you can put like
Kids. that day kids
Do
didn't
something.
really know what things were, so they were happy that they still
Oh, I
had
can't think
everything.
of one.
If
Fun,
there
you know.
were toys back then, though, what kind would it be?
Done.
Just wooden
Used to
toys.
think.
Ready.
Yeah, people play with different things. We didn't have technology back then, so it wasn't like today when kids have tablets or they could play with blocks.
It
Or
might
they
have
would
existed at 2000.
Yeah, just with
go
wooden
outside
toys.
and play with their imagination.
Yeah, because back then it was
Okay,
better.
you're done?
Were there
Let's take
Game
a look
Boys
at it.
that time?
All right, you guys did an awesome job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Of course, and I hope you guys learned a lot. Let's show this to the screen. There it goes. All right. Very nice. So, as you can tell, a lot of things changed from today.
But
Why?
I think it was better back then.
You think it was better back then?
Yeah, because like you could have had like freedom.
Hoover had a good
Sort of.
life.
I thought during the Great Depression there was a war.
Yeah.
Or
It
something.
sounds like
World War I was right before. It was 20 years before.